Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Seasonal Tokens Podcast, where Polar interviews people so you can do more investing and less gambling.
Hello everyone, it is Polar here, the CMO of Seasonal Tokens, and today we have a very special guest. Welcome, Jack.
All right, thanks Polar for having me on.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. So if you work, it is almost impossible to become wealthy. But if you invest, the chance of becoming wealthy are higher. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that, everyone that really wants to become wealthy, you build a network of people. So I have teams in all of my businesses that I have to where people would, a lot of times it's funny. They're like, man, I know how busy you are. I hate to bother you. And I'm like, I'm really not that busy. I have 5 businesses, but I'm really not that busy because all of them have the teams in place that are kind of running those businesses. So yeah, it was the time that it took was to get the team going and to get the business off the ground. But now I spend a lot of my time just writing content for my new big company, Indestructible Wealth. And in fact, that's all I've been doing for the last 2 hours all morning. I'm just writing a blog and working on my, social media posts and working on my next podcast. How can I help change the lives of younger entrepreneurs that want to create a life of fulfillment and freedom and excess finances? How do we do that? So that's what my core focus is right now. So that's most of my time is going. The other businesses are maybe take an hour to a day.
Okay, so you definitely agree that your network is your net worth, and it is very important to build the right team so you can focus on the most important things. But I think that we moved a little bit from the topic about the work and investments, because what most of the people think is that if they become entrepreneurs, very big entrepreneurs, they can become wealthy by working more and more and more. But in most of the cases, it seems that there will be work for everybody for all hours and things like that. But in the end, you don't have the time to spend this money because you just don't have time, because you have to work to continue generating income. And if you start investing, then things can change. And it can happen in your case, you can focus more on the things that you like, right?
Yeah, the fastest way to wealth is to build a business, and then build a team to help run that business and to grow it. That's how you scale your income quickly. That accelerates your net worth the fastest, because as the company grows in profitability, your net worth increases substantially. In fact, your net worth will outpace the growth of your business, because most companies are valued based on their earnings. So as your earnings go up, your net worth goes up even faster. So in terms of investing, I think the most important thing to do is, if you have the skills and you have the drive and desire and the persistence, go build a business. If you don't want to go build a business, or it's not particularly suited for your personality or drive or whatever, then you need to either have people at work or money at work, or both. So having a job where you're getting a wage, the only way to get wealthy is that you have to build equity. And so you either build equity in your own business, and again, if you don't want to do that, then you got to have equity in other people's businesses and in other asset classes. So that's the only way to escape I have to put in 40 hours a week and get this paycheck. That's the only way to get out of that. People at work or money at work.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you. So we have started a little bit the topic of investing, and before we started recording, we have talked a little bit about the crypto investing that you are doing, and also the Bitcoin mining. So this brings me to the thought that you are very heavily invested in crypto. So what has actually attracted you and have made you to start investing in the Web3 world?
It's funny. Actually, I was in one of my little smoothie shops where we make up like protein smoothies. It's one of my businesses in the nutrition field. And this landscaper guy came in. His name's Lance. He came in and we got into a conversation about investing in crypto. I was just starting to look at crypto at the time. And he said that he had bought 10 Bitcoin at $1,000 a piece. Well, at the time we were talking, Bitcoin was around 20,000 a coin. So I'm thinking to myself, wait a second, you got 10 Bitcoin at 1,000 a piece? Like, why didn't I do that? I could have done that. I was just so heavily focused into real estate. That was the only thing I was even considering. And so that conversation, I'm like, he got $10,000, turned it into 200, and well, it's still around 200, right? It was up to 600,000 at one point, or 700,000. And so it got me thinking, like, wow, I'm really missing the boat on these high growth assets. There's no real risk for me the way that I've structured my portfolio, with most of my investments into safe, secure, passive income investments, namely real estate and different forms of real estate. So I need to get into this space. I need to learn about it. And so I just went down the path of, I've got to study crypto and understand, the projects that make sense to invest into. And, as you know, Polar, this is a rocky road in crypto. If you want a smooth ride, don't do crypto. When it gets mass adoption, when, several billion people on the planet are using crypto, it'll definitely smooth out a lot more in terms of its volatility. But volatility is the price that you pay to reach outsized gains. So if you want to get the big 10x, growth in your investments, you have to be willing to endure incredible volatility. If you look back at Tesla in its early stages, Tesla went through massive volatility to get to where it's at today. There were multiple times where Tesla dropped 80% in value. And so you had to be willing to buy that asset and just hold on to it for dear life and ride out that volatility. And that's what we're experiencing, the same thing right now in crypto. It's an early stage asset. We're still in the second inning, third inning, maybe. And therefore, in the early innings and the early stages, this is the time where you're going to see the biggest swings in price. So that's why I recommend, and most people that are in crypto don't like this advice. They think it's too conservative, but I just think you shouldn't have more than 10, maybe 20% of your total portfolio in crypto if you're really going to be doing it responsibly. Now, I know that there's others that think that that you should put a greater amount of your total portfolio into crypto. And I think that's fine. You just got to be willing to endure some incredible swings in your total net worth. And if you're willing to do that, and you're willing to take on that risk, and you're willing to just hold on, then 5, 6, 7 years from now, you're going to go through some incredible changes, but you probably arrive at a very good place.